me when you love me.
So welcome to Sarnia, Ontario. Thanks for coming down today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kory. Kory's just going to kind of share with us a bit of information about Sarnia, Ontario, and there's kind of been some big, exciting new announcements as well.
Born and raised in Sarnia. I'm 42 years old right now, and Sarnia is a border city, so literally, I don't know if you can see the Blue Water Bridge, but you know, we can get over to the Port Huron, Michigan in 5 minutes. But real estate in Sarnia has really been taking off the last, I'd say 2-3 years, but then in the last like 3-4 months we had this announcement that everybody's been expecting for about 7 years now with Nova Chemical doing their $2.2 billion expansion. So inventories are very low, multiple bidding offers on pretty much everything unless it's a total waste of time. But there's just new records being set in all different parts of town, like Rosedale, something off Rosedale that was like, they thought it was listed high to begin with at 300,000 and it went for like 340 or 350 or something like that, right? So I've heard of those stories in London, but now that stuff's coming to Sarnia.
Well, it seems to be kind of this 401 or 402 corridor thing, right? Where Toronto GTA investors, first they kind of went to Guelph, Kitchener-Waterloo, Hamilton, then they came to London. Now they seem to be coming to places like Sarnia or Windsor as well. But so for the chemical plant, that 2.2 billion, what sort of employment? Do you know what they're kind of expecting for that to trigger? Or
I believe the paper said between 700 and 1,100 like laborers are coming into the area to work. So it's really been great for rentals and short-term rentals and that sort of thing. But ultimately, it's going to create jobs. How many jobs is it going to create? Probably 200 or 300.
Yeah.
But then you'll also have the spin-off economy from
is
all
so
that,
huge.
Right? There's going to be that plant, but then that plant's going to increase the
they're going to need more truckers. They're going to need more all
right.
that different things. So
exactly. So it's a huge infrastructure which will employ a couple hundred people, but then that's just going to have a ripple effect as well.
Awesome. And so otherwise, like maybe just some high level details for people that aren't familiar with Sarnia. You got like a population 70, 80,000.
Yeah, population's kind of in the high 60s, low 70s. We never really know if we can rely on the sign here or not, based on the last census or whatever it might be, right?
Yeah.
Hugely driven by the petrochemical industry. So as you go downriver, you can actually see some of the stacks behind us here. My dad used to work at Dow Chemical.
Oh, okay,
There's Imperial Oil, there's Shell, there's Nova, so Lanxess. Petrochemicals and resins and
And as well, Sarnia does have a post-secondary institution.
It does.
The college.
It has a college here. What else do we really have? I guess we have a lot of engineering firms. A lot of things that are being driven from the plants.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a very pub grub type of a restaurant city. So you're not coming to Sarnia for fine dining. It's also a really good retirement city. I think it's rated as one of the top.
Oh, it's interesting. I'll have to look
10
more into
15
that.
in Ontario. It depends who wrote the article or whatever. But other than our taxes on our homes are not that cheap here, but I mean, you're surrounded by water on multiple different sides, which people love.
Yeah, and so kind of broadly speaking, and correct me if I'm wrong, but so the way kind of Sarnia is laid up is a lot of maybe the higher income or the more expensive real estate's kind of in the north or west of the city, and the lower income's in the south end.
Yeah, so the more desirable parts are going to be like along the waterfront. I mean, even just these apartment buildings here, they don't look like anything special, but they've gone up in value huge, and people love to retire in some of these units or in the nice tri-car units here. But yeah, I mean, Lakeshore Road, which is, we didn't even touch Lakeshore Road today, but like literally on one side of Lakeshore Road, your taxes might be $5,000, and you go across the street and your taxes are double or triple just to be on the water side.
Okay, yeah.
So being on the water here is huge, just like in Windsor or in the Toronto area too.
And then so like a lot of your big box stores and stuff, they're kind of growing out along London Road, right? So growing west of the city.
Yeah. I literally used to work at one of those places. It was a huge driving range. So like I forget how many acres he had, 50 acres, and that's been bought up by Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's. We got Boston Pizza here. I mean, we're getting everything. We've always had enough here in town, but now it's like, just more things are coming to town. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for kind of showing us around. You guys will see a lot more in the different videos that Peter and I have been shooting here in Sarnia, Ontario, and you're definitely going to see a lot more of Kory in the future as well. He's going to be one of our guest speakers at OREC 2018, so you guys can look forward to that. Again, thank you so much, Kory, for taking the time.
Down today, man.
Awesome.
Okay, guys.